Well, good morning. It's Longhaultanker, straight razor shaving with Longhaultanker, and today is Sunday. I think it said the 13th. The 13th of April, 2025 at approximately 08:20 Pacific time. I am in Troutdale, Oregon, near Portland, just a few miles. Delivery tomorrow morning at 0700 local time in Vancouver, Washington, right across the river, the Columbia River. And no doubt you saw the little 1-minute clip that I put preceding the main event, but the Columbia River is just absolutely beautiful. And I hope each and every one of you get a chance to come up this way. I was born in Portland and lived the first 20 years of my life in Portland. I married my first wife in Portland, technically Vancouver, but anyway. And so I'm well acquainted with this part of the country. Moved away from here, went to school and lived my life, and came back here one time and lived for about a year, and then off to other parts again. And so I love this part of the country. The beauty of nature is unsurpassed anywhere in the world. Now, over the last many decades, it's become intolerable to live here for most decent thinking people. Anyway, I'll move on from that. All right, so I am for the shower and shave this morning, I am at the Love's Truck Stop in Troutdale, Oregon. However, I didn't get to park here last night because it was jammed up. I came in at about 3:30. I knew to myself, it's going to be jammed up. You're not going to find a place to park. And lo and behold, I was right. And I had to go right next door. I had to make a big circle, go on the other side of the freeway, go down to the light, make a left turn, come back up to the TA Travel Center truck stop, and found a place to park in there much more easily than I did here at that hour yesterday. So I'm doing a 34-hour restart. DOT regulations, I'm down to about 29 hours on my 70 hours. And so let me go over the itinerary for the first day. First day out from was preloaded trailer on the yard at Baytown, Texas. And I did 690 miles, almost 700 miles. First day out, went through Houston, got through Dallas, got through Oklahoma City, got through Wichita, Kansas, and ended up at the Casey's General Store truck stop on Interstate 135 at exit 40 in Heston, Kansas. And that's a long trip, and a whole lot of things had to go right to make that kind of a day of almost 700 miles and go through 3 major metropolitan areas. Anyway, and so next day out, north on 135, turns into US 81, goes to York, Nebraska. You make the left and go west on Interstate 80, and made it to Laramie, Wyoming. Second day out, again, about 650 miles, 660, something like that. And I did a shower and shave at the Love's Truck Stop in Laramie, Wyoming, and posted it up, and you saw it, and so on. So next day out, went from Laramie, Wyoming to Bliss, Idaho, to the Love's Truck Stop there. And no shower, no shave, just had my dinner there. And again, about 600 miles. The first 2 days were the big days. The third day was 600 miles. Then yesterday it was from Bliss, Idaho to TA Travel Center truck stop in Troutdale, and that was right at about 525 miles. Sits right next door to, so you got the TA right next to it. It's first on the west side of the Love's Truck Stop. Then you got the Love's Truck Stop, and they're in close enough proximity that I can walk from one to the other and back. So here we are. And so let's go over the equipment for this morning. I wanted to use this razor again because I just wanted to. I wanted to use it before I moved away from the 7-day roll-up and the position it occupies, and then I'll be moving on to a different roll-up. This is the Frederick Reynolds. Beautiful. I'm trying to focus that. And so it's manufactured Sheffield pre-1891. It's got a bit of a smile on it. It is a full wedge with beautiful imitation tortoise scales, presumably. It is pre-1891, and these look quite old as well. So I don't know what real tortoise scales looks like. So presumably imitation. So there's the razor. It's a wedge. I wanted to use this one more time before putting it away for the next round, however long the interval is, about 6 months. I brought the Zingari Man Navigator. What's that say on there? Amber, Marine, and Musk. A beautiful aquatic scent. And then the brush is, I always bring 2 brushes for alternative. I had the boar bristle brush that you saw in the last video, and this Badger, presumably a high quality for the price point, which is about, I don't know, this is a 24 millimeter Badger quality brush from the soap company that I like so much. Oh, for heaven's sake. Anyway, the green one. the green one. And so there's that. And so let's get on with it. I gave myself a haircut this morning with my clippers that I carry with me in the truck. Very hot water, even scalding water. And so I had dinner last night with my high school buddy that lives over in Lincoln City. He came and picked me up, and we went to dinner. And today I'm having a late breakfast, around 11, 12, 1 o'clock. I'm supposed to give my daughter a call as soon as I exit the shower. She lives about 20 minutes from here, she says. And so she'll come and pick me up, and we'll go somewhere. Now, before I get too far away from the beginning of this video, I want to make a couple of, see if I can remember what it was I was going to say. One was about Greg Gallant and the honing video and the shaving video that he did. I thought were two of the finest videos I've seen on correcting on the honing and the shaving that he did were just fantastic, I thought. And there was another one. Mark at Friendship Shaving did a recent video. I believe if it's not his last one, it's next to last, on the Taylor Eyewitness, which is one of my favorite brands of Sheffield razors, and indeed, while they are still in existence today, producing other kinds of cutlery products, it's my understanding that they discontinued with the straight razor many years ago. In fact, the information I have, I'm not saying it's accurate, it's just what I've been told and what little bit of, they discontinued, it was either in 1924 or 1934 that they discontinued the production of straight razors, and which I think is sad, because they were just excellent. And for a company they must be financially viable to continue to this day. But, and Mark made reference, wouldn't it be nice if they came out with some sort of a commemorative straight razor. Now, he made reference to some sort of container, tin-like container, that were not really, they would deteriorate. Anyway, that's not so much something I want to focus on in my little comments here, but he had the Taylor Eyewitness 1000, and they're common enough on eBay and other auction sites. But I just thought it was, because it is one of my favorite. I've got two. One is in superlative mint condition, and if it's true that they discontinued in 1924, for the one that I have to have survived from 1924 to the present, to when I bought it 4 years ago, 5 years ago, is phenomenal. Is phenomenal, and I honed it up on the conical as well, Mark. I've got two, and the first one I bought was years ago. Had lousy scales on it, and so I sent it off to have it rescaled, and very pleased with that work that came back. And so the two of them together, while the first one is a little bit more tarnished, a little bit more patina on it, the first one is absolutely stellar. The second one, the one that's in mint, and when I say mint condition, I'm using a standard that is consistent with U.S. Treasury on their coins. That there's coin collecting books will have those standards described and written out there. Anyway, here we go with the Frederick Reynolds wedge here, and I've got 2.5 days. I haven't shaved since that shave in Laramie, Wyoming. That's very nice. I thought I heard somebody at the door, and the door is equipped with a deadbolt that signifies vacant or occupied. Oh, Greg Gallant was using had honed up an sword and crown urn. And he was showing how he got it to shave ready status. And it had some oxidation issues at the and it was just a very good video. And there was a lot there that and what I find that the beginner can learn a lot from, and as he advances and progresses in his skills, what I found interesting, particularly interesting, is that much of what he does is what I do with my razors. And what I saw was the ease with which he does it, moving along through the progression that he was using. And yeah, I'm of the opinion that the stones that he chose to use are not as important as the skills, the feel and the touch. Oh yeah, very nice. Now, as I recall, I got 2 Frederick Reynolds, and the second one comes up in the next rotation. When I got these, I bought these from that fellow that spends so much time restoring Griffith Shaving Goods Supplies, and they weren't quite where I wanted them. And I don't know why that was, but I took them and gave them a few laps on the Shapton Glass 30,000, and they've been perfect ever since. I love the scent on this soap. As I do most of the aquatic scented soaps that I have. Very sweet, except for one, which is a Zingari man called the Watchman or something like that. But it's up next, so you'll see it here in. Very nice. those couple of against the grain strokes were cheating strokes. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I couldn't help myself. Feeling real good. Very nice. Now, champ.
Just wanted to make sure you're doing okay.
They never learn. Well, the good news is that I've got my portable door lock under the door, so they would have met resistance if they had tried to barge in. And if you're new to watching me, you would know. Oh yeah, they barged in. They do barge in when you're standing there buck naked and all your privates are hanging out. Well, why'd you come in? Okay, I think that is it for the face shave. And so the Frederick Reynolds is going to get a wipe off here, a rub down, and then I'll do a proper post-shave cleanup and stropping when I get back to the truck. Down over there, and then for the face shave, I've still got this George Wostenholme. I don't know if you can make that out or not, but what does it say? George Wostenholme celebrated IXL, and something works. But that's right on the slant of the tang, so I can't make it out. good piping hot water at the sink. Had an excellent piping hot shower this morning. All right, here we go with the little George Woostonhome. And this razor was given to me by my former shop manager at the former company. And there were two of them, virtually alike, and I might add in virtually the same state of disrepair. And this one had the scales on it were horrible. The other scales were very nice ivory, but very thin and very brittle, and they ended up, he wanted me to clean them up, which I was able to do. As you can see how good or not so good a job I did on this one, but I got all the rust off, the little patina left. I had taken off the moth, the worm-eaten scales. And now he wasn't interested, my shop manager was not interested in actually shaving with it. Both of them had belonged to his grandfather. And of course, he's my age, she's an older guy. But he gave me this one in appreciation for cleaning up the other one. And I showed him where the ivory scales had cracked, and I said, I'll try to fix it with just some simple glue. And he said, no, that's all right, not to worry about it. He says, I'm just going to put them back in the drawer, put it back in the drawer, but you can have the other one. So I sent this one off to get new scales put on it, sent it to Matt, Lukey 3262. He doesn't do a lot of shaving videos anymore, but he's got one of the most extensive thousands of straight razors that he's been able to buy at auction and estate sales. And he cleans a few of them up now and then and sells them. And he comes across some real treasures as well. I bought my MK32 from him, and it's in near mint condition, so I got no complaints about that. Now, it's always hard for me to see the hairline after a haircut with the clippers because it's so thin up there and I can't see it very well. And so anyway, I got these cleaned up and honed them both up on Shapton glass up to 30,000. And this one has been an excellent. I could put it in rotation and use it as a face shaver, but why? I've got so many. And especially that new mink collection that I started last year. It's about ready to come up in rotation again, but I hesitate bringing some of these razors on the road out of fear of getting lost, stolen, broke, accident on the road, and all my personal gear gets scattered, and I'm dead, hanging out the windshield. And they're just, you think about those things, and you just don't want those kinds of things to happen, and what would happen, and what loss you're willing to accept on the road of stuff. And I've even given some thought of stop bringing my razors on the road altogether and just use my Gold Dollar and Union razors on the road. But that means that most of my shaves are going to be used with the cheap stuff, and I don't want that. I want to at least enjoy some of my razors, even away from home, on the road, in even moderately, even slightly precarious circumstances. I mean, even at home, you can drop a razor and break it. Okay. And we'll give that a thorough cleaning when I get back to the truck. All right. Awesome alum block we got here. Okay. Well, that's it. Thank you for joining me. My delivery is tomorrow morning at 0700 in Vancouver, Washington, right across the river from Portland. And it's about 40 minutes, 27 miles, the GPS said, from my present location. So I'll start rolling out of here about 6 o'clock, 6:10 tomorrow morning. So anyway, thank you for joining me. That's all I've got, and I will see you down the road.